All right, Ronan MMA, welcome back to the channel. Now, over the weekend at the UFC St. Louis post-fight press conference, there was a very weird and awkward interaction that took place between Dana White and some female reporter who nobody knows and nobody cares about, and quite frankly, I'm not quite sure how she got media credentials in the first place, but that's besides the point, okay? Everybody seems to be focusing on that interaction in and of itself and acting as though this is the new state of MMA media once the legacy or the mainstream media phases out. Okay, now what I want to focus on in this video, because as I said, everybody's already covering the incident itself, is I want to go over the mainstream media's reaction to it, and in my opinion, overreaction. I do believe that it's much more entertaining. I find it hilarious to see them seething. Now, that being said, I'm not here to defend this woman. That woman was unbelievably annoying and cringe, okay? I was listening to it while I was driving at highway speed, so I couldn't just, turn it off. I had to listen to the entire thing, and it drove me nuts. But again, that being said, I do believe that that was just a very socially awkward individual who was like trying to do something crazy for social validation. I would bet money that that woman is like borderline autistic. Okay. And also, I do believe that Dana White thought the exact same thing. He seemed to handle that situation a little awkwardly as well, and I think he was trying to do it somewhat politely, okay? But as I said, I want to cover the mainstream media's reaction to this because I find it to be hilarious, and also the cognitive dissonance of them to not realize this is why people don't like you. You all have the exact same opinion in lockstep, right? This is why people are starting to not want to hear from you guys. Not to mention you're not entertaining at all. Not that that woman was. I'm just saying. So, Ariel Helwani was the first person I saw write about this on Twitter. I'm going to play the video for you guys of the interaction just so you know what I'm talking about. I did speed it up to 1.5 speed because we can get through that cringe a hell of a lot faster. But this is what the UFC wants at their press conference, okay? Quote, press conference. Make no mistake about it. Now, I don't believe I got that impression from Dana White's reaction, but Ariel Helwani seems to think so. The sport has come so far. It has evolved so much. The UFC is on fire. The athletes are more talented than ever. The media, however, has gone backwards. Embarrassing. So I'm going to play that video for you right now, and we'll talk about it after that.
You shouldn't be riding PBR. I got one of the
Let me turn it up a little bit.
nastiest bulls in the PBR. Yeah.
He's certainly a ranked bull, and I've got one little challenge for Cowboy myself. If you notice this BMF brand on the top of my hat,
Yeah.
I've got that custom branding iron, and I said if he did his ride, I was going to let him brand me, but now I just want to let him do it. So what do you think about that?
Did you say brand you?
Yes, sir.
Brand you.
Yes, sir.
You and Cowboy were made for each other.
See, this to me is Dana White trying to play off an awkward situation. He's just nervously laughing about it, like, okay, you guys are both crazy, is essentially what he was saying. Because the beginning of this, right, was him. He got asked about Cowboy's torn bicep or shoulder or whatever it is, which was it disabled him from being able to ride Dana White's bull in whatever competition bull riders do. Okay.
Can we make it happen?
You're nuts. Can I make it happen?
Yes,
There's
sir.
no way in hell I would make that happen. You're crazy.
There's no way in hell I could make that happen, even though that would be crazy content, would probably do numbers on social media and what have you. This is why I don't understand where Ariel Helwani's getting this whole, this is what they want at their press conferences. Nobody seemed to be overly excited that this woman was speaking, okay?
Brand you where?
Back of the shoulder.
In the back of your shoulder.
Yes, sir.
Why?
Clout for fun.
Clout for
I'm the
fun?
BMF. I'll be the girl BMF.
See, this is where I got the autism from. I'm the BMF. I do believe she's autistic. I would bet my life on that. I'm not even trying to be a fucking dick about it. So weird. Either way.
Yeah, I can't make that happen. You look like a really sweet lady. The last thing you need to do is get branded. Have you ever been branded before?
No,
No?
I've done it to someone.
You should probably. You don't. You have? Oh, you're into some shit, huh? I got it. All right. I don't know. Maybe talk to Eric. Maybe Eric will hook you up with Cowboy.
I'll see you in Arlington.
All right.
He literally tries to play it off. This is not Dana. I don't believe Dana White enjoyed this interaction at all. But Ariel Helwani seems to think he does because he's jealous that he's not allowed at these press conferences any longer. Then we'll move on to Luke Thomas. Okay. People have. I'm gonna press pause. People have lots of oftentimes valid complaints about legacy or institutional sports media. So at the very least, he's going to acknowledge that there are valid criticisms of people like him, like Ariel Helwani, like Aaron Bronstetter. But they're slowly going away. That said, trust me when I tell you, you're going to like whatever comes next a lot less. Okay, listen, dude. First of all, I don't know that that's true. As I said, you guys all have the exact same opinion. You are in lockstep. There is no diversity of opinion among the mainstream media. And this is why people are irritated by it. You guys are unprovoked and quite frankly, at many times unnecessarily antagonistic towards Dana White in the UFC. Okay, because you're all salty bitches, and as I said, you all have the exact same opinions when it comes to social issues, political issues, and what have you. And Dana White is the antithesis of your belief system and your worldview. So it fucking bleeds out of you when you're covering the sport, and it drives me fucking crazy. Okay, then we get Aaron Bronstetter, who, by the way, dude, there are some entertaining people in mainstream MMA media. One person I can think of off the top of my head is Brian Campbell. Okay, but as I, just a few moments ago talked about how they are in lockstep in their opinions when it comes to social and political views and what have you, Luke Thomas and Aaron Bronstetter basically shamed and like gaslit Brian Campbell into apologizing and switching up when he said that it made him feel uncomfortable when Israel Adesanya walked into the cage and dropped 20 N-bombs in a white dude's face for no apparent reason, basically. Do you know what I mean? I know they were trying to hype the fight or whatever, not for no apparent reason, but he gave his honest opinion, said it made me feel a little uncomfortable, a little odd that they're bringing race into it and what have you. Aaron Bronstetter and Luke Thomas together shamed him. Okay, made him essentially change his opinion and come back on the show the next day and apologize. So when there is somebody that is entertaining or has a diversity of opinion, these fucks ruin it. Okay, Aaron Bronstetter. She asked Dana to see if Cowboy would brand her, quote, for clout, and then got all angry when she was branded as a clout chaser. Ultimately, if Abby has a passion for combat sports and or bull riding, I wish her success at chasing her dream. Okay, good for you, Aaron Bronstetter. I'm going to play this video because I think this is more proof that she's fucking autistic, okay? Or at the very least, unbelievably socially awkward. And there's a point at the end that I'm not quite sure what she's getting at, but either way, I'm going to speed it up again so we don't have to listen to her talk a whole lot because she's very annoying, okay?
What's up, fight fans? I just wanted to jump on here and address something real quick. You can hear it in my voice. I was at UFC Fight Night, Derek Lewis versus Nascimento. It was a good night. Some of you guys might recognize my voice from the post-fight press conference. I was the female reporter that asked Dana White about Twisted Steel, and specifically about getting branded at the World Finals, Ariel Helwani. I've got a lot of respect for you as a reporter and as a
There's your first mistake, okay? You should not have a lot of respect for Ariel Helwani, but regardless.
Blazer in combat sports media, because without you, I wouldn't have the job that I have, and a lot of people wouldn't have the jobs that they have. But you need to recognize too, yeah, you're a journalist, you podcast, you talk to fighters. You and I are in very different lanes, and on top of that, you made it out to seem like I was asking an irrelevant question. Dana White's got a very competitive PBR bucking bull that I've been following since November of last year. I've been chasing the Cowboy story, the bull ride, the 8 seconds for glory, since they announced it. I was one of the first MMA reporters to actually give a shit about that story. And I'm one of the only combat sports personalities that shows up at the PBR. Other than the Monster Crew, I was the only one in Jacksonville covering Twisted Steel. And I went out specifically to Albuquerque. So maybe don't question my relevancy or my right to be in that room without understanding everything that goes in. And
okay, I just want to say that that has I don't know what the hell this has anything to do with her getting branded as a clout chaser. That seems to be Aaron Bronstetter's odd interpretation of what Ariel Helwani said. Ariel Helwani didn't call her out for being a clout chaser. He was being very degrading in this and acting like this is what the media is today. Do you know what I mean? I don't think he said the words clout chaser at all in here. So her addressing this, I don't know what Bronstetter's trying to get at there. But then she goes on to say this, which I find to be unbelievably fucking retarded.
Maybe don't clip the one part of the conversation that Dana took a little bit too far and that I rolled with.
That is not what happened. See, this bitch is fucking retarded. Okay, I'm not going to deny that. Dana didn't do shit there. You're the one that asked to get branded. That was essentially your entire thing. You asked about Cowboy's injury, and then you went immediately into that. So I don't know what the fuck she's trying to paint Dana out to be some weird creep who starts asking her about getting branded. You're the one that brought it up. When he was being awkward about it, you continued to push about it. You talked about where you wanted to get it. You were the one that volunteered the information that you've branded somebody before, okay? And Dana White made an awkward joke because this was an awkward situation. And in my opinion, he was trying to just fucking let's go. Get it along, okay? Regardless.
News media, I am new. And you are not the end all be all, Ariel. What's up, fight fan?
As I said, these people are concerned about a woman with 736 followers. Nobody gives a flying fuck about this woman, okay? Yet everybody is acting as though this is the new mainstream MMA media. That is every video that I've seen on the situation thus far. As I said earlier, the cognitive dissonance is unfucking believable. The reason why people like this even get any sliver of attention whatsoever is because you fucks are not only not entertaining, you all have the exact same opinion. If I've already listened to Ariel Helwani, I don't need to go listen to Luke Thomas. If I've listened to Ariel Helwani, I do not need to go listen to Aaron Bronstetter, okay? You all have the same fucking opinion. I don't need to go read what MMA Junkie says if I've already read what MMA Fighting says. And then you guys want to complain that people aren't taking you seriously or that you are being phased out, okay? You all complained for at least a year, about Dana White keeping the sport going on in 2020. You fucks had a job because of it, dude. And you wonder why he doesn't want you kind of people at his press conferences. Like, it's unbelievable to me how they don't realize why they're so disliked. Now, Luke Thomas, as I said, oftentimes valid complaints about legacy or institutional sports media. But, acknowledge that this is the fucking reason why people like this woman even exist, okay? Honestly. Anyways, dude. That's all I've got. As I said, just crazy to see them all have the exact same opinion and then also be like, why is this the new media? What? Why is it turning to this shit? And then Ariel Helwani immediately tries to blame Dana White about it as if this is what he wants, dude. This was the only fucking weirdo at the press conference. One other dude, Joaquin Buckley's friend, asked if he could get in the video game. Random shit like that. Fine questions, bro. All the established media members ask these same questions, okay? And as I said, they all have the exact same opinion. And this is why people want something new, okay? Now, it may not be very substantive when it comes to things like the class action lawsuit or what have you, but we don't need that all the time. Do you know what I mean? We just don't. So, anyways, dude, like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. I'll see you at the next video. Bye-bye.